Let's get straight into this week's show.
Ev from Burbage asks, explain how God looks after our business while we do our assignment.
What everyone's referring to here is basically part of our teaching. Essentially that, when we do our assignment from heaven, then God looks after our business and God prospers our business. I guess if this is the first time you're hearing that, then I need to take a bit of a backward step. Essentially, here's the thing, right? We live in a world where corruption has reigned, for 6,000 years mostly. And this corruption is what's causing, huge amounts of poverty, and for people can't get into a home, and debt up to our eyeballs. And basically the root cause of all of this is self-interest. It's putting myself above everybody else. Which is 180 degrees away from what the Bible says. If you take Jesus' entire message of the kingdom, for me, I drill it down to preferring others over ourselves. We've got to prefer others. If everybody in the world preferred others over themselves, nobody would get left out. Great model. But what we're talking about here is the opposite spirit, which is self-interest, self-seeking. It's all about me, and I don't care about anybody else. That spirit, that self-interest, that pride, that arrogance of all about me is what has caused most of the systemic issues in the world. Okay, so if you look at the massive disparity between the ultra wealthy and the super poor, that's because of corruption. That's because of there's no sharing. There's no preferring others over themselves. Okay, so if we're going to tackle this, and you and I, we're just business people, right? So we're not pastors, we're not all those kind of things, and they're massively valuable. Every gift is valuable. But for us, it's just business. And our job is to, thy kingdom come, bring the kingdom through business. Okay, how do we do that? Well, we are the ones that can attack, we have to attack the corruption, because it's business that brought corruption into the world. It needs to be business that takes corruption out of the world, all right? So the way that we do that, okay, is we go about operating our businesses in the opposite spirit, okay? And so to do that, every single one of us, I believe, has an assignment from heaven, a specific task for you, only you. And the kingdom is relying on you and I doing our assignment, okay? Now let me give you some examples of what I mean. Moses, go back to Egypt and get my people out, and we know the story about Pharaoh, the plagues, the 10 plagues, the dying of the firstborn son, hardens his heart, he comes out. That's Moses' assignment, was to go back and do that. Noah built an ark, and I'm going to start again, specific assignment. Esther, makes application to the king and save the Jews from genocide from King Xerxes. And it's all the way through the Bible. It's a story. It's a storybook of people on assignment who went and did their tasks, right up to Jesus, go to earth, die an ugly death, reconcile man back to me from God. The Apostle Paul, take the gospel to the kings, the Jews and the Gentiles, and take the gospel all the way to Rome. And he could have bowed out all the way through. He could have said, I'm a Roman citizen, and been freed, but he didn't, because the assignment on his life was take the gospel all the way to Caesar, and he does so. The assignment for Wez is, set up these annual training events, the Kingdom Business Summits, run them all over the country, train people for 2 whole days on spiritual and practical things and stuff like that. So I have mine. Now, the reason, and you have yours, and it might be massive, it might be small. They're all valuable in the kingdom about what our assignment is. But we have to know ours, and then we have to go and get active in it. Okay, we have to go and get active in our assignment, and that is what, doing our assignment, then the Lord will apply the favor to our businesses. All the way through the Bible, we see, be strong and courageous, be strong and courageous. I am with you, I am with you, I am with you, I am with you. And the outworking of I am with you is that the Lord provides a huge amount of miracles in that person's life, right? So Gideon starts doubting, but I'm with you. Go down, overhear these 2 men talking, and you'll hear the fact that I've given them into your hands. Joshua goes into battle and starts taking people out when he shouldn't have done. Gideon's 300 men shouldn't have won that battle, yada, yada, yada. And what that is that's these people just doing their bit, bringing their knowledge, being excellent, doing what they do, and the Lord applying the favor to their life to execute on their assignment. So here's I guess, the summary of all of that. Most Christians in business have got the cart before the horse, right? They are saying, Lord, bring me more customers and then I'll do my assignment, or bring me more customers, I'll start funding projects. Or they're saying, Lord, when my revenues are double, then I can start doing great things. Lord, when things really kick in, I'm going to start my foundation and we're going to start doing. It's the wrong way. What the Lord is wanting is the opposite spirit. Start doing your assignment, even if it's in a really, really, really small way. And then you've got the kingdom perspective, which is you're doing outreach, you're preferring others over yourself, you're seeking first the kingdom, right? It's like a bit preachy now. I'll get my pastor's hat on, my open at church. When you do the assignment first, then the Lord's saying, then I will be with you. And with you, like we saw in the stories here, is God applying the favor to the people's lives. With you for us is he starts multiplying our businesses. We start seeing revenue increases. We start doubling and tripling and things like that. And things get out of hand, okay? And in a good way. And so let me give you an example. We started running the Kingdom Business Summit with 28 people in 2012 in a dusty little hall in Nerang on the Gold Coast. But we did our assignment. I just felt the Lord say, you want to train them, have prophetic ministry at the end, it's going to be explosive. So we did it. 28 became 95 people, which became 200 people, which became 450, which became 1,000. And this year just gone, we had, over 1,500 business people in 4 cities. Not to brag on us, but because I've done my assignment, my business interests behind all of those summits are always prospering. They are bigger every single year. And quite often 2 to 3 times in some areas. Some areas of my business this year, 2017, one of my investments has grown 4-fold in 4 months. 4-fold in 4 months. Not 40% bigger, 4 times bigger in 4 months, okay? And that's the Lord applying the favor because I'm doing my assignment. So, where do you start with all of that? It's like, hang on a minute, it's like drinking from a fire hose. Yeah. First of all, you've got to know you've got to know what your assignment is. And in my experience, most people know, never gave themselves permission to go and start. Once you know what it is, you have to start small. This isn't about trying to create a YWAM by Friday or a campus crusade. This is about just starting with whatever you've got. If your ministry was to help the aged in their final years of life, then your assignment is to go and make a cup of tea and sit with somebody who's at the end of and start befriend them. I mean, that could be the start of it. We're not, and the Lord will grow it. It'll just grow. It'll become bigger than you could ever handle. And but it's just about starting and taking that first step. And that's what I mean by when you do your assignment, God applies the favor and looks after your business. Most people have it round the wrong way. They're saying, if, when, then I'll start. And the Lord's going, no. That's the way the world does things. We've got to switch it. Do your assignment and I will apply the favor. I will be with you all the days of your life. Solid question.